And just like that, we're back with part 2. All right, like we said in part 2, we'll not mess with this thing. Those people, the American people out there, their eyes is a dead giveaway. Pun intended.
Even though fireworks aren't allowed here in LA County, that didn't seem to stop people from setting them off. The fire department telling us that last night they received more calls than they typically see in an entire week. And we have some of the video to prove that that mishap did cause a lot of chaos. Take a look. This is a house in South Los Angeles where you can see the roof is on fire of the duplex. While no one was injured, thankfully, authorities do believe this fire may have been caused by fireworks. You can see their firefighters responding to the scene even as other fireworks go off in the sky last night around 9 p.m. The people who live there visibly upset as they had to evacuate their home as firefighters tried to get that fire out on the roof of the house and others gathered on the street. Now, despite fireworks not being allowed in Los Angeles, they were still set off last night during 4th of July celebrations throughout the area, causing fires on cars and homes and trees and even multiple brush fires. But they also injured some people. Now, over off of Vermont Avenue in the Adams Normandy neighborhood of Los Angeles, a young man you can see here lost parts of his right hand in a firework accident. Firefighters responding to a home on Catalina Street, responding to reports of an amputation, says eyewitnesses. This happening around 11:30 last night. They found this young man with a towel covering what remains of his right hand. Neighbors say this man, along with others, were among a group lighting fireworks in the intersection of the street when the victim lost parts of his body. Eyewitnesses say mortar tubes could be seen in the street left behind as a result of this accident. Now, back here live, we know that a lot of cities decided to forego their fireworks celebrations. For example, here in LA City, they had a drone light show with over 500 drones, all for that firework, or at least in lieu of the fireworks show. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to show you some of the damage fireworks caused and created brush fires throughout our region. Reporting live in Hollywood, I'll send it back to you.
Yikes! Blew off your hands, burned down houses, for what? For my freedom, Big Levi. Fireworks give me freedom. 1776. What's up with you? My hand is just a small price to pay. My home that is burnt down is a small price to pay. So what up with you, dog? Got a problem with me? I'm glad that I lose my hand, or at least half of it. So what's up, no? Yeah, what's up with you, Big Levi? What up? Yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, well, freedom. You're more free. At least I can pick up an objects with both of my hands.
The headlines here, an update to a story out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Police have now identified the remains of a woman found inside of a storage unit in Coon Rapids. The man who police say was last seen with that woman is already jailed for the murder of another woman. We do have our Fox team over in St. Paul with this story.
I think it's nothing short of horrific.
For the second time in just a week, St. Paul police have found a missing woman dead and dismembered in a storage unit, both of them connected to 40-year-old Joseph Jorgensen.
This all began with a tip. It was a very important tip, one that put us on the path to finding Fanta.
In late May, someone close to 33-year-old Fanta Jayavong of Lakeville called the BCA sex trafficking tip line, telling them she was in an abusive relationship with Jorgensen and that she was missing. Investigators were led to a storage unit off the 9100 block of University Avenue Northwest in Coon Rapids, where they found human remains. It's unclear how long they were there, but on Friday, the medical examiner positively identified them as Fanta. Police are now looking at a home Jorgensen owned in Shoreview for more clues about what happened to her.
Thankfully, cases like this are extremely rare, but they are reminders to all of us that monsters can be real.
Extremely rare. We just watched a young woman, they find a remain in a barbecue pit, and we've been seeing those things, and then now, thankfully, those things are very rare. No, they're not rare. These things happen on a daily basis. You guys just rarely find them, but they happen all the time.
Jorgensen is the same man just charged in the murder of another girlfriend in a case with eerie similarities. The body of mother of three Manasseh Starin was found cut up and left in a Woodbury storage unit last week. Investigators are now working to find out if Jorgensen has left behind any more victims.
We don't know. And I think that's the part that we want to know. We want people to call us. If somebody,
that's what this guy does. If he's with a woman and the woman leave him or threaten to leave him, he just cut them up and put them in storage. There are people like that out there, Regin, okay? And guess what? It's always amazing. People always say that, well, a man like that, he would never fight. Knowing this, you would have thought like women would have tried to stay away from guys like this. In fact, it's completely the opposite. They have fantasies of guys like that cutting them up because they feel wanted. They feel loved. It's like, he loved me enough to cut my head off and chop me in pieces and put me in storage. I'm not making this up. Some people really, they do have this kind of sick fantasy that they want to become real. You would think like a man like this that is so violent, and people will just, women will just stay away from the guy, and they will send, you have serial killers in jail, in prison, receiving letters from people. There is a video, I was not going to do this video, but because of that, let me take the because of this, here we go. Because of this conversation, let's talk about this video right here. All right.
Are more benefits.
Okay. Georgia man gained 7 inches with surgery. This dude was 5'5" or 5'4". He got a surgery in Turkey. He now 6 feet. And then they are interviewing him.
To being a taller man, and I spent 8 years in the military, and I hated the fact that I always had to prove myself. Like, I always had to prove myself no matter what I did, no matter where I went. They didn't believe in my capabilities until I did, but I noticed with the larger men, it wasn't that same case. Like, they just assume, because we were military, they assumed that they could do their job perfect. Also, growing up, I was a small child. Like, I was small once I hit middle school. Like, before that, I was one of the tallest kids because I hit my growth spurt early. But after that, it's like I was just a small kid. I didn't play sports because I was too self-conscious about my size. I didn't get.
Okay, this guy. There's a place. Let me see if I can find where he said what he going to say, and you're going to see why I said what I said before. But first, let's get his height though. He was 5'5", I believe.
No extra, so yeah.
How tall are your parents?
My dad is a little over 6 foot, and my mother is 4'11".
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am basically 4'11".
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I imagine having a tall dad, you're like, well, wow, which way is the gene pool gonna lean?
They thought I was gonna be tall because, as I said, I hit my growth spurt very early. So I was one of the taller kids up until middle school.
Okay, so 5'5". Let's just call a spade a spade. We've heard the women say, as soon as I hear a guy say he's 5 something, I'm not interested. Did that play a factor in this surgery?
Not as much as you would think, because I was pretty good with women, to an extent. Actually now the women that I've come across have been much different than the women I had before. But I was pretty good with women, but I still had that deep underlying insecurity. Like before, I had to boost myself up to go talk to somebody, or I had to convince myself, and it was always that feeling of what if she does decline me because of my height.
What do you mean different kinds of women?
The class of women I met before the surgery were not necessarily on the same level of the class of women I'm meeting now. As far as
Okay, he's talking about
what they do, their occupation, overall appearance, those things.
Interesting. So you think you've pulled badder women since you've gained some height?
I don't think, I know.
Wow.
I absolutely know for a fact.
Yeah, he know what he's talking about.
Okay,
right?
let's keep it pushing. How did you hear about this surgery?
I've Googled how to get taller since I was about 16 years old. So I definitely got a lot more bang for my buck because they can only get me to 5'10" in America instead of 6 foot. And Live Life Taller, they push the boundaries a little bit based off your body and how well you're handling the surgery. But here it was 150,000. In Turkey, it was only about 80,000 for both surgeries.
Okay, so over here they from 5'5", they could only make him 5'10", and over there in Turkey, they made him 6. Okay, so and we will get to the place where he made the comment that I will show you how crazy a lot of women out there are. Okay.
Both surgeries.
Together, yeah, so about 40,000 per surgery, whereas in America it's like 75,000 for the top leg and then another 85,000 for the lower legs because they're more complicated.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty then. I'm going to be honest with you. A couple members of our news team were like, how does this work? Is he going to look strange? Are his arms going to match his legs? Walk us through that.
Again, he had bigger arm. His arm was longer. Okay, I believe this is the part that he was talking about. She was asking him about the women.
I was really committed to or cared about. I don't really care for sports.
So what about these women when they're now approaching you or you're approaching them? Do they go, gosh, that's crazy that you went through all this to be 6 feet, or are they like, cool, I like how it looks?
It's funny because on the internet people are saying a bunch of different things, but like in my inbox, and I actually have women approach me in public that don't know I went through surgery, and they completely ignore like the fact that I have either this or a walker. Like I've been approached several times since I've returned home, and even like in Turkey, and I was kind of astonished because I'm like, I walk weird right now, like all these different things, but the women who don't know that approach me, like they have no clue, they still do. And then women on my inbox, I assume it's because I went viral, but apparently no one cares that I have broken legs. That's all my response. Like, I won't get into it, but women have said some crazy things to me, and I say, you know, my leg's broke. Like, every bone in my leg is broken right now. And I'm like, you know, my leg's broke, and I won't be up and running for like another 6 months.
Okay, all right, this is the part that I want to get. I was not going to bring this. This dude, again, beloved, let me clarify certain things here. That guy, I don't like to do things like this. I only do this to make the connection with that serial killer that was killing women, chop them off, put them in places. He has nothing to connection with this guy, okay? He looked like us, and then he had the unk in his throat, which is, he's speaking the truth, all right? The 4 elements and stuff like that. Now, this guy was 5'5". Women were not interested in him as they supposed to. So he went and get a surgery and become 6 feet tall. Okay, and the thing is, there are men out there that went there are men like him that went to surgery, laser cut their beard, laser have all sort of surgery, put breasts, cut off their third leg, put a oven, wall-less oven in there, and they look like regular women, and people cherish that. People has no, oh man, I'm so happy for her. She's beautiful now. She's stuff and things. What? Lord forbid a short dude went out there and do this thing, and then you break his own leg. And then again, beloved, we watched this before. Remember that guy that pays 75? How many? He paid $1 million. 75,000 or 175,000 to put 3 inches. They actually break your leg, man. They break the bone. I think I will play the video. They break the bone of your leg. They give you this. I have nothing against that to any other man. Me, myself, I'm 6 foot, maybe 5'11", 6 foot, and shoes or 6'1", or whatever that is. I never had any issue with my height or even my weight. It is when I came here in America, this thing is a very big deal. Heights is so much of a big deal. Blood forbid you're a short fat dude out there. That's you're gonna get it. But again, like this dude say, he never had any issue until he went viral. It's not like because he was tall. That has nothing to do with tall, brethren. It has nothing to do with tall, like he's a 6 foot dude. He said, maybe because I went viral, I received certain messages in my inbox. I don't want to get into it, but those women say what they're gonna do to me if I can get to them. Okay? And he said, I can't walk. I barely can stand. I can't do what you wanted me to do. Just to show you, beloved, there are women out there, they don't even know this guy. He just look good, he talk nice, he seems like a good guy, and they are throwing themselves at him, not because he's 6 feet tall, because he's went viral. Not because of that. Because he went viral. There are plenty tall dudes going out there that better than this guy, I'm assuming. They don't get that until they went viral. And guess what? This dude, I'm not saying that guy is a serial killer, but he could be a very dangerous dude that masking himself as being, oh, I'm this dude, I'm that dude. And those women throw themselves. Brethren, what this guy is saying here, primary source speaking, I know what this guy is saying. Those women will throw themselves at you because they know now you either have a way, you either making money or you become popular. The moment popularity is a big deal. When I was in high school, we had MySpace and i5. And it was extremely hard for you to go viral back then, okay? But the moment you get a little popularity, things will just be, you will have free cookies, free muffin, the bakery shop are all open because you went viral. You're popular now. Just to show you, certain women are into this type of thing. They don't even know that guy. Certain things are telling him, and then this guy is like, yo, I can't even work. Apparently you people do not care about me being a temporarily handicapped. Like I said, something had happened to me. I broke a bone in my body. And ever since then, I've become very, very humble towards handicapped people. I always had a respect for them, but now I have 10 times more respect than for handicapped people, to know how difficult it is for them just to walk. To walk one step, to make one step was a monumental task for me. I understand that dude when he say, apparently people don't care about me breaking my leg and get this thing is painful, but you only care about that third leg. People don't care about my two actual legs. They care about the third one. Like what the hell? What is it that, man, he start to see people true colors, okay? Again, for a lot of men out there, we will like say, oh, man, I want to be this dude in this place. But truly, man, there are certain situations you're like, wow, you people only care about me now because I went viral. Okay, I did this and stuff. So usually I don't do things like that, but just to connect this, to show you, like, there are certain women, they will throw themselves at you because you went viral or something minor, although you could be a very dangerous person, and then they just do this. All right, let's see the other video. Man has surgery to look taller. Man, that thing say Manhattan. Okay. Again, I'm not against any of the surgery stuff. Okay. There are men, they got surgery to look like women. That's their business. And there are men that have surgery to look taller. Okay. That's the guy. Where's the other dude? There was a white dude. He's a millionaire. Is that him? No, that's 3 years ago. It happened recently. If I can find it, I'll just give it up. Okay, this dude, he went viral now. Okay, so he's 5'5" and now it's 6. Okay. There was another dude. I really like that. Yeah, it was this guy. Yeah. That happened.
He's a good-looking guy, but has always wanted to be taller. Now he's getting his chance thanks to groundbreaking limb-lengthening surgery. And we were there as he was rolled into the...
This dude is 5'2", and then they make him 5'7". In Turkey, he would have been 5'9". He would have been 5'9". Okay, he's 5'7" now. Okay.
OR. This guy is making a spec.
He's not even that much shorter than his girlfriend. That's the...
Oh, okay, all right. That's another dude. Yeah, the guy, he's not that short. He's not that short, you know. And then he went over there. He got a surgery, and then he become 5'7". And the other guy was 5'5". He becomes 6 foot. He becomes 6 feet, so to speak. You know, and things like that, they happen, and people will jump around, and the women will be on it. Remember, Big Levi was once a rapper, and I had some video that went viral over there in France and Latin America. My song went viral over there, and certain things happen, and I'm like, are you kidding me, man? And, you know, I'm flattered, but really, is that what that is? You people didn't pay attention to me at all. But once you go viral, people will come to you. They won't even know who you are. They will just come to you and it's like, hey, here's a silver platter, and, you know, you can sample these cookies right there and then see me how it tastes and stuff like that. You know, and that's what it is, beloved. That's what it is. It's just sad things like that happen, you know. Crazy, but we just wanted to make this connection, and you know, the whole thing is it's crazy. It's crazy, man. You know, but anyway, let's keep on moving to the next videos.
Afternoon, he eluded police for nearly 40 years.
Okay, this guy keep killing people, and then now they find out him.
Fugitive Donald Santini wipes away tears during a court hearing this afternoon. He eluded police for nearly 40 years. He was finally caught last month and brought back to Hillsborough County to face a...
All right, let's see. Recording. Yes, it is. Now, beloved, a lot of those people are doing crime out there, and 40 years later, they get caught up. Of course, the number 40 years and things. Now, just to make something clear, okay, not to be one-sided and saying that women will throw themselves. Women will throw themselves at you when you go viral. Guess what? Because this dude went viral, not because he's tall, because he went viral. That has nothing to do with him being tall or any of that. Now, let's see what men. I'm just bringing this, Bridget. I'm just bringing this, okay, just to put the balance in here. All right, this is what happened to men. This young lady, I was doing a couple of research, and I found out that she uploaded a video a year or two ago. She was 15. She was 15 when she got herpes. Okay. How herpes changed my life. She was 15. She was dating this boy, and the boy did not tell her he had herpes, and then he ended up infecting her. She had a video. Let me see if I can find a video. The first video she uploaded, she was crying, and I think she removed the video. Popular. That's the most. Yes, that's the first video she. I think that's the video.
Just got out of the shower. I look a little busted still, but
okay, let me see. Yes, that's the video. She was crying.
Like, I felt really uncomfortable as a person, feeling like this. And now it's like
she was like 15.
Now that my family knows what I have,
and she got herpes, and her account. She went viral on Instagram, so to speak. That was 1.2 million views. 1.2 million views 2 years ago. This thing was really hard to watch, man. You know, and watching this young lady, you know, she was crying.
Living with it is not fun.
She's living with this thing. It's not fun.
Like, I feel disgusting. I feel like I've disrespected myself. And I'll be like, oh yeah. I'm getting myself checked out. And it turns out that I do have something. I'm dropping your ass, I'm blocking your ass, I'm exposing your ass, I'm gonna do all of this stuff.
She was 15, and then she was talking about certain things that a 15-year-old shouldn't be online according to the law. She couldn't, according to the law of this land, okay? She shouldn't be around in the internet and, talking about things like this. But she did. Guess what? She went viral. And when she went viral, her account, okay, her Instagram account, so to speak, was overloaded with messages. Men coming on, she was receiving message upon message. And she started feeling good about it. So she said, well, I did. No, the men would have wanted me. Men that contacted her, that healthy men, they have none of that. And she told them, yo, I have this stuff. If we do anything together, there's a possibility for you to get it. And they're like, I don't care. She said, okay, well, you will be infected if we do anything close to what you're asking me to do. They say, I don't care. A bunch of dudes, I'm talking about healthy men. And she actually get down with quite a few of them. And then there you go. All right?
I did go through one relationship this year. It was very difficult. At first, everything started out pretty great. I will say that at the beginning, it was amazing. A lot of it was so fun. I got to disclose to him. We talked a bunch about it, and he was okay with it.
He was okay with it. He was okay with it. She disclosed with the guy, say, I have this thing, which you should do. And the guy was okay with it. Brethren, I'm not saying this to disparage or shaming people out there. You won't believe what the moment you went viral. That's all. That's all it takes. You went viral. I don't care what you have. I will go ahead and throw myself at you. Those were the men that were coming onto her.
Everything that could have happened. And it was amazing. It was...
Okay, all right, man. I gotta cut this thing, man. So, and she, well, it's been a year now. She haven't, well, it's been more than a year.
Hey everyone, welcome back to...
It's been more than a year. She haven't uploaded things about, she was studying to become a nurse. And she was treated a very bad way when she went to the nursing office. And you can see the dudes. I think she, let's see, popular. Let me see if I can see the comment. She turned off the comment because every dude were in there. Yo, I'm going to do this. I can eat that stuff for you. If you got food, I can come in and eat that. I don't care if this food is infected or whatever. That's what they were saying in the comment. They're like, oh, girl, this and that. You're still beautiful and stuff. And I'm like, this video has nothing to do with none of that. She just have an issue she brought out there. And nobody care about that. Look, this thing was not about herpes at all. It's the whole conversation become about something else. And then again, she was 15 or 16 by that time. That was 2 years ago. I think she's 18 now or 19. There are plenty of them online discussing this thing, and then how they people treat them. This young lady, this young man, and a bunch of people treat them. Okay, let me see. She got another YouTube account. Okay, she squashed this one because too many dudes were coming after her. So anyway, Bug Chaser. There we go. So, all right. So, Bug Chaser, okay, deceive into catching HIV, my story. You got people out there, and they are looking for men that have HIV, okay, other men that look for other men that have HIV, so they can get it from them, okay. All right. So it's a sexual thrill for them to cut this thing with another man. And then this guy, he infected him himself and protest for this thing. He infected it himself, okay? And it's crazy, certain things that are going out there, okay? All right, so 2 dudes, he wants to be HIV positive, and then they put ad out there. They are healthy men. All right. They look for men that have HIV so they can lie down with this man. They would lie down with the woman and cut it and spread it with other men that want it. And people will just sit there and say, this is a normal behavior and things like that. This is healthy. Let them explore stuff. And then when those men come to their senses, they don't want to do that anymore. And then they come to our community and then pay a few of our women. And then they just spread that thing out there. So, yeah. I just wanted to, I'm not going to play the video because this video was 15 years ago. So I'm not going to play them because YouTube and all that. They're going to come after you and things. But anyway, let's go back to the murdering, killing, and hish.
The murder charge. But this afternoon, Santini asked a judge to let him out of jail on bond. Prosecutors want him locked up until his trial.
Fox 13's Gloria Gomez was at the bond hearing today and has the judges.
Again, they asked for this guy to be released from jail. Okay, like, yo, I don't belong here. I'll pay the bond. Just get me out. It's not like they're sorry, beloved. It's still amazing that people think those folks are sorry because they get caught. No, I mean, they are sorry because of the crime they did. No, they're sorry and crying like, man, I got caught. I gotta get out of here. I'll do everything to get out of here. Okay.
This decision.
Donald Santini's luck finally ran out. The elusive fugitive accused of murder was caught after nearly 40 years on the run.
He is not entitled to any bond based on what came out of his own mouth.
Now he wants out of jail and is asking the judge for bond, but prosecutors want him locked up until his trial. They say Santini has already proved he is a huge flight risk. But Santini's own words may come back to haunt him. He actually admitted to investigators recently he skipped bail back in 1983 on an armed robbery charge out of Texas. And 1 year later, prosecutors say he killed Wood in Tampa.
You have from his very own mouth that he knows he's been on the...
All right, Michelle Doherty. Okay. Michelle. At least once we got an encounter, Michael. So, yeah, this guy killed people ages ago and it happened.
Lamb for 39 years, and that he purposely has been using fake IDs so that he could avoid law enforcement.
Santini is accused of killing Cynthia Wood back in 1984. Wow. Her body was discovered in a ditch days after she was reported missing. She had been strangled to death. They say Santini's fingerprints were on her body. He left town shortly after and has been on the run for decades.
Yeah, so you can...
Using a list of aliases.
Those are the aliases that he uses. Can you imagine, Brethren? Can you imagine living 40 years hiding for something you did like this? And then he caught up with you. He took it 40 years, but he caught up with you.
Aliases to hide his true identity until police tracked him down in San Diego and brought him back to Florida. He was recently booked at the Hillsborough County Jail, but could be released if the judge is swayed by his attorney.
They can't even prove to you that he failed to appear. They can't give you a warrant for his arrest.
After weighing...
Of course they can, because he keeps changing his name. He keeps changing his name.
All the evidence, the judge had the final say.
Being on the run, my words,
yes,
for almost 40 years is a consciousness of guilt. You knew you were running from something.
Yes.
You're the definition of flight risk.
Yes.
There is nothing I can do to preserve the safety of this community if I were to let you go.
Gloria Gomez, Fox.
Yeah. So they keep this guy in jail. 40 years, you're running. Changing your identity, of course, because those guys are the smartest. They allow smart law enforcement and stuff like that. Now, a lot of dirt people are doing in the past are coming to life now, Uh-oh. Just click this.
Wife, the greatest stepmom that's ever been, the greatest wife that's ever been.
Zane Jones says his wife, Paola Nunez, is his best friend.
She's a beautiful person.
Who he will miss forever.
All I could do was try to get what I thought was both of us to safety.
9:15 Monday night, northbound on 820 between Trinity and Highway 10. Zane and Paola were driving to work in Hearst when he says a driver quickly drove up closely behind them. Zane moved into another lane, and that same driver, again, drove up too closely behind them. Zane says he then did something Paola always asked him not to do. Feeling the driver was putting them in danger, he showed the driver a hand gesture. That's when bullets fired from the other car, and Paola was struck in the head.
Okay, so again, beloved, the road rage are real out there. Okay, people, they literally have guns in their hand. They are driving like that guy who just watched the video. They are running from things and they are paranoid. They got guns in their hand. You flip them off. You did something. They're going to go ahead and shoot at you. They'll murder you. They'll kill you. And most of those times, they never get caught. They never get caught. But, hey, man, this issue is real, son. You know, the plague is out there. Yeah, somebody caught you off. You don't mind this person. You just keep on going. Things happen. Because word rage, man, a lot of people out there, you cut them off, they will follow you, they will shoot you, they will do all sort of things. It's crazy. But he flipped the guy and the wife died.
I listened to her. That's what I struggle with.
Paola died a few hours later.
I just kept talking to her, telling her, I love you, we're so proud of you. The kids love you so much. Everybody loves you. Please pull through.
Hearst police are investigating this as a road rage incident. Assistant Chief of Police Billy Cadle says detectives are working to gather footage that may better show who the driver who shot Paola is.
It is a dark colored sedan, and that's all the information we have.
But help is needed from the public. Zane and police.
So now somebody that did this, okay, let's say 40 years later, 2063, so to speak, and then that guy get caught, and they find out that he shot and killed this woman 40 years ago, and it was like, well, they can prove I wasn't around. They need to get me out and on bond and things like that, you know. It's crazy out there. It's crazy. Anyway, man, how long we are into this thing? Let's keep on moving.
A community on edge beneath the shattered roofs and cracked walls.
Okay, all right, we watched this before. Well, the California, those homes.
With more than a dozen homes still on the move.
You can actually hear the snap, crackle, and pop every minute when you're there.
Today, the LA County Fire Department red tagging 12 homes is unsafe, with 10 actively moving and another 16 under constant watch.
Are you worried about your house?
Oh, yes, of course.
Residents in Rolling Hills Estates, 25 miles south of Los Angeles, started noticing cracks in their homes and on the ground Saturday.
25 miles of Los Angeles is not that far. So those homes must cost a pretty penny. From what I understand over there in California, I heard, or I'm assuming that things are not cheap over there, especially when it comes to homes.
Officials say the ground gave way to a landslide, taking 12 homes with it. Weber Yen had just 10 minutes to grab what he could and evacuate his home.
Is there any part of your home that is left standing?
No.
It's still sliding down.
It's 10 foot a day.
The cause is under investigation, pending a geology report.
We don't know how long that these homes are going to continue to move.
But officials say a fissure was found along the destroyed homes, raising suspicions about oversaturation after California's record-breaking winter rainfall.
That could be the case. That could probably be a possible. That is more plausible than we don't know it was a pipe. Somehow fat guy stuck his butt on the ground and pushed so hard and then caused this thing to happen. Nah. This is more likely something that is, okay, well, you know, it's been raining for a long time. It's like that happened. And then, that's what caused it. It's the rain. That's more plausible in my book.
Moving quickly, there's nothing to do to stop it, and it's the most shocking, surreal thing I have ever seen.
Tonight, with parts of homes still tumbling into the ravine behind them, residents urging for accountability.
I'm angry people have dropped the ball because there was indication that in April something might have happened, and no one alerted us.
And Tom, the hope here is that severe land movement is isolated to the homes that you see over my shoulder.
Okay, you see, this dude said so many people dropped the ball, they didn't warn them. Remember we were making a video about Superior, Colorado, that caught on fire, the entire neighborhood burned down, they were $1 million houses. Remember that lady that said, oh, people dropped the ball, they didn't warn us, they didn't do anything, they should have known, they should have done this. Because that's what the so-called 83 put their faith in, on the law enforcement and people to protect them, because apparently when things like that happen or will happen, somehow they will know and then they will evacuate, or I don't know, they will do some kind of weird stuff and then they will let them know. That's not what that is, man. You know, those people, they barely know what's going on. They can't go out there to tell you, hey, in the next 2-3 years, you better move your house or move your thing out of there or get a better, greater insurance, because the house is going to collapse. No, they don't know that. After, when they come and they say, hey, your house just collapsed, we're so sorry. If you need a place to stay, there's always Skid Row.
But we won't know that until a geological survey is done in this area. Officials say that will happen soon, but the extent of this unknown until officials get here.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.
I don't know why I let this thing play, but anyway.
Florida reaching us here in Colorado. A Windsor father and teenage son killed by an alleged drunk driver over the weekend in Orlando.
And tonight we are hearing from a family member after the devastating crash and learning that the suspect was driving on a suspended license after 2 prior DUIs. Fox 31's Talia Cunningham in studio with what we know so far. All new at 10. Talia.
Well, Erica, such a heartbreaking loss that happened suddenly yesterday afternoon, tearing a family apart. Take a look right here. This is 19-year-old Jacob Lloyd and his father, Shane Lloyd, right here. Well, they were on their way to freshman orientation at the University of Central Florida when an alleged drunk driver slammed into them at what we're told is a high rate of speed. On Sunday around 1 p.m., the father and son were traveling in a Kia on a Florida road. Shane was the driver and his son was the passenger. Now, Shane legally made a left turn at the intersection when police say a woman in a white Jeep blew through a red light. You see all that damage there on your screen. A witness who tried to help the